The energy surrounding Caitlin Clark feels like a March Madness tournament every single time she steps onto any stage. And from the very first moment, welcome Caitlin Clark. Oh no, good velocity on the throw! You can sense that something bigger than basketball is happening. Hello guys, welcome back to TFD, and you already know what it is. The Takeover. The Caitlin Clark Takeover. Make no mistake, it's not just coming, it's already here. This is worldwide CC. Caitlin Clark isn't just dominating the WNBA anymore. She's taking over all sports, every corner, every league, one-on-one, head-to-head, culture-wide. Everyone is now in on the Caitlin Clark business. What's shocking is how the WNBA has allowed this opportunity to slip away. They had a once-in-a-generation superstar, a cultural phenomenon sitting right in their hands, and instead of fully capitalizing on her presence, they let it unfold without taking charge. But Caitlin Clark isn't waiting for anyone to recognize her power. She's making moves everywhere, and the rest of the sports world is responding. Look at the NFL. Stars like Stephon Diggs and other big names are wearing custom Caitlin Clark cleats, paying homage to her impact. Then there's the NBA. Check the Pelicans, who have players rocking CC shoes during games. And it doesn't stop there. Major League Baseball is already feeling her influence as MLB stars step into her world. This isn't hype anymore. It's reality. Caitlin Clark is rewriting what it means to be a sports icon. WNBA, NBA, NFL, MLB, it doesn't matter which league you look at, she's taking over, and worldwide CC is officially here with no signs of stopping. The era of Caitlin Clark is just getting started, and it's fascinating to watch her evolution. She's no longer just a basketball player. She's a global brand. Even PGA Golf embraced her, seeing ratings skyrocket the moment they highlighted her presence. NFL players are proudly wearing her signature cleats. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has publicly expressed interest in featuring her at NBA All-Star Weekend, and international basketball fans have fully adopted her as their own. Ironically, the one league that hasn't fully celebrated her is the league she actually plays in, the WNBA. Major League Baseball provides a perfect example of how other leagues understand her cultural weight. When her favorite team, the Chicago Cubs, played a tense Game 5 against the Brewers, Caitlin tweeted, "Come on, Cubbies," and the reaction was immediate. MLB amplified her voice, and major outlets like FanDuel Sportsbook and Yahoo Sports pushed her post everywhere. She dominated the sports conversation that day, and engagement on every tweet featuring her exploded. Every other major sports league has been quick to acknowledge, celebrate, and profit from her stardom. Now look at Europe. Caitlin Clark has taken Euro basketball by storm, with fans across multiple countries wearing her jerseys, rocking her merchandise, and fully embracing her as a global figure. And yet, the WNBA seems resistant. While a single tweet supporting her baseball team gets magnified internationally, the WNBA responds with silence. No amplification, no nod, no coordinated marketing push. It's why people like Dave Portnoy have called it marketing malpractice. The WNBA has in its hands a superstar who drives unprecedented attention, yet the league often acts as if her stardom is a problem to manage, rather than an opportunity to seize. Meanwhile, other leagues are leveraging her influence for ratings, engagement, and cross-sport marketing. The numbers prove her impact. When Caitlin Clark sits out games, WNBA viewership drops by 50 to 55%. Everywhere else, she's embraced and elevated. Everywhere except the WNBA, the league that should be leading this movement. It's a baffling global-scale missed opportunity. Europe's response shows just how powerful she is internationally. During a Greece versus France Eurobasket game, fans were spotted wearing Caitlin Clark Iowa jerseys. That's not casual fandom. That's global recognition. This is the Michael Jordan effect, the Tiger Woods effect, the kind of transcendent star power that crosses borders, languages, and sports. And she's doing it for women's basketball. She's redefining what it means to be a global sports icon, and yet the WNBA still seems hesitant to fully embrace her. Rising tides lift all boats, and you can see the ripple effect everywhere. Young athletes across continents are wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys, from her iconic Iowa gear to her Indiana Fever merch. The energy, excitement, and marketing potential are all right there in plain sight, but the league has been dragging its feet. No other player in the league is commanding this level of international attention. Fans in France, Greece, China, and beyond are showing up in Caitlin Clark jerseys, celebrating her like a global star. She's literally changing the business of basketball, elevating the game, and creating opportunities for growth on a scale the WNBA has never experienced. Instead of leaning into this momentum, the league has chosen to underpromote and resist her influence. Caitlin Clark is the kind of superstar who can lift the entire sport. She's marketable, inspirational, and international. She's the Michael Jordan figure of women's basketball, and the WNBA's failure to fully recognize, celebrate, and market her effectively is nothing short of a historic missed opportunity. Everyone else sees it. International leagues, global fan bases, and even casual sports fans recognize the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. Yet here at home, in the league she has elevated with her talent and presence, her stardom is met with resistance instead of celebration. The Indiana Pacers understand it. NBA players understand it. Look courtside. Pacers players are wearing Caitlin Clark sneakers. "It's got to be the shoes," Spike Lee once said in that iconic Michael Jordan commercial, and in this case, it really is. Her sneakers aren't just popular, they're everywhere. New Orleans Pelicans players are wearing them too, showcasing national crossover appeal. Caitlin Clark has reached a level of influence that very few WNBA athletes have ever achieved, with NBA players wearing her shoes and fans treating her merch like cultural artifacts. She's more talked about, more marketable, and more influential than the vast majority of NBA players right now. That's not hyperbole. That's reality. She isn't just part of basketball culture anymore, she is basketball culture. Overseas, her impact is just as striking. During Eurobasket games like Greece versus France, fans proudly wear Caitlin Clark jerseys. This is international stardom, the kind of reach that the WNBA has been chasing for years, and yet somehow they fumbled it. It's sad, it's disheartening, and it speaks to a larger issue of leadership. Kathy Engelbert wanted the spotlight on her leadership and her vision for the league, but in doing so, she lost sight of the biggest opportunity in WNBA history. She wanted the credit so badly that she risked everything, and in the process, she fumbled Caitlin Clark. This could go down as one of the biggest business fumbles in sports history. Now, the consequences are showing. Players are calling out the league, coaches are speaking up, and fans are frustrated. Everyone, from media to athletes, saw this coming except the people in charge. When the fans were pleading for better marketing, when the media pointed out obvious opportunities, the leadership stayed quiet. Now, instead of riding the Caitlin Clark wave and embracing the global attention she brings, the league is caught in chaos, players feuding with fans, coaches venting their frustrations, and leadership being criticized from every angle. The craziest part of all of this is that Caitlin Clark is exactly the superstar the WNBA has always needed. Her fan base stretches far beyond Indiana and Iowa. It reaches Greece, France, China, and countless other places. She's a worldwide superstar who transcends her sport. The WNBA had a golden opportunity to ride that momentum to unprecedented heights, but instead they tried to control it, silence it, or pretend it wasn't happening. Meanwhile, other leagues are embracing her, promoting her, and cashing in on the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA, on the other hand, is inexplicably fighting the very thing that could save it. And that's where the conversation really needs to turn. Because what we're witnessing isn't just a hot streak. It's the beginning of a new era and how a single athlete can shift the entire cultural landscape of sports. Caitlin Clark's rise is not a flash in the pan or a marketing gimmick. It's a sustained, organic groundswell of attention that has cut across every barrier. She's drawing in young girls who've never watched a WNBA game before. She's pulling in casual sports fans who normally only tune in for the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl. And she's energizing die-hard basketball heads who appreciate her deep-range shooting, court vision, and competitiveness. Her presence is affecting ticket sales, merchandise numbers, television ratings, and even social media algorithms. Every highlight clip of her seems to explode online, racking up millions of views within hours. That level of digital magnetism is something leagues spend millions trying to manufacture through campaigns, yet Caitlin does it effortlessly just by playing her game. Even broadcasters are feeling the ripple effect. Networks are rearranging schedules to feature more Indiana Fever games, knowing full well that having Caitlin Clark on the floor boosts numbers instantly. Cities she visits are reporting spikes in attendance, with arenas selling out in markets that previously struggled to fill seats. Local economies get a boost from her presence, as fans travel in to catch a glimpse of her in action, buying jerseys, posters, and anything with her name on it. Her games have become events, moments where the atmosphere shifts from a regular season matchup to something that feels like the Final Four. Her influence on other athletes is just as striking. In the NBA, young players are mimicking her signature deep threes during warm-ups. In the NFL, stars are posting videos wearing her shoes. In Major League Baseball, commentators drop her name during broadcasts as a shorthand for must-watch. Internationally, clubs in Europe are using her highlights in promotional material to attract fans to women's basketball tournaments, a move that would have been unthinkable a few years ago. It's clear that Caitlin Clark has transcended being just a player. She's now a reference point, a marketing anchor, and a cultural touchstone. She's the person brands want to be associated with, and she's the athlete other leagues want to align themselves with. Yet the puzzling, almost unbelievable part is how slowly her own league has moved to fully embrace that reality. This isn't about building a star from scratch. This is about amplifying what already exists. Her story, her style, her impact. They're ready-made for global storytelling. But the WNBA has hesitated at moments when decisive. Enthusiastic support could have multiplied the effect. Imagine coordinated campaigns that feature her alongside legends, international tours built around her presence, collaborations with major sports leagues that position her as the face of women's basketball worldwide. Those opportunities are sitting in plain sight, and the longer the league waits, the more other organizations fill the void. But Caitlin herself isn't slowing down to wait for anyone to catch up. She's continuing to put up staggering numbers on the court, consistently delivering performances that end up on highlight reels around the world. She's leaning into her brand off the court, showing a mix of competitiveness, relatability, and charisma that resonates with fans of all ages. Whether it's a courtside interaction with kids, a witty social media post, or a clutch shot that leaves the crowd roaring, she understands how to connect. And that's what separates transcendent figures from simply great players: the ability to make fans feel like they're part of something bigger. Caitlin Clark has made basketball feel electric again in a way that transcends gender lines or league boundaries. Her journey from college sensation to professional game changer is still being written, but every chapter so far has amplified her reach. This is the moment where leagues usually double down, when they recognize a transcendent star and build entire campaigns around them. Think about how the NBA marketed Michael Jordan, how golf rallied around Tiger Woods, how tennis leaned into Serena Williams' dominance. Those weren't passive acknowledgments. They were active, strategic moves to maximize the moment. Caitlin Clark's situation is no different, and the clock is ticking for the WNBA to align itself fully with the tidal wave she's creating. Other leagues have already positioned themselves smartly, riding the wave instead of resisting it. And if the WNBA doesn't adapt quickly, the narrative may shift from "look at this amazing opportunity" to "look at the opportunity that slipped away." But for now, what's undeniable is that Caitlin Clark has rewritten the script. She's showing everyone, from league executives to young fans picking up a basketball for the first time, what happens when talent, timing, and cultural resonance collide. And as the season progresses, that energy isn't fading. It's intensifying with every game she plays, every record she shatters, and every headline she generates. What's fascinating is how the dynamics within the league have shifted around her. Teams aren't just preparing to play the Indiana Fever anymore. They're preparing specifically to face Caitlin Clark. Defensive schemes have become more intricate, entire rotations are being altered, and players who've been in the league for years are finding themselves forced to adjust to a style of play that revolves around guarding a player who can pull up from 30 feet and make it look effortless. It's changing how the game is being coached, how players are being scouted, and how opponents mentally prepare. Even veteran stars who once commanded the spotlight are now finding that when they share the court with her, the narrative gravitates toward her presence. That's not because of hype alone, it's because she delivers. Every night she steps onto the court, she brings a level of intensity and performance that demands attention. She thrives under pressure, she embraces the challenge of being the focal point, and she turns every defensive wall into another highlight opportunity. When she drains a deep 3-over-2 defenders or threads a no-look pass through traffic, the crowd doesn't just react, they erupt. And those moments ripple across social media instantly, amplifying her impact far beyond the arena. This ripple effect has created a unique dynamic between Caitlin and the rest of the league, a combination of respect, competitiveness, and in some cases envy. Some players view her as a rising force who is bringing attention that benefits everyone, while others see her as a disruptor, whose spotlight is casting shadows on established veterans. It's a natural tension that arises when a generational figure enters the scene. We saw it with Jordan in the 80s, with Kobe in the late 90s, with LeBron in the 2000s. Every era-defining player forces a shift that not everyone embraces right away. But in Caitlin's case, the shift is happening in real time and under a brighter global spotlight than women's basketball has ever experienced. Networks are replaying her games in prime time. Major sports shows that previously gave WNBA highlights a few seconds at the end of their segments are now leading with her performances. She's not just part of the story anymore. She is the story. And that reality has sparked debates, inspired young athletes, and challenged the league to think bigger than ever before.